Hi, this is Karen with True Foods Nutrition Services, and this is the second clip about gluten and wheat containing products, and this is in response to Ask Me Anything on the first Friday of every month. And the questions that were coming in that seemed to be a pattern this time were questions on gluten and wheat, and if you do not have a gluten sensitivity, if you don't have celiac disease, can you still consume gluten and wheat? And you can also check out the first video. It's about 5 minutes long, and for some things that I shared about it for you to take into consideration. And in this video, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the gut and the microbiome and glyphosate on the wheat. And I'm mainly talking about wheat because even though gluten is in wheat, rye, barley, and spelt, the majority of your diet is wheat-based. And barley, if you're gonna buy barley and say make something like barley soup, a whole food, and you don't have an issue with gluten or wheat, then I think something like that is fine because we're talking about a whole food. But most of the time you're not eating wheat in a whole food. You're not eating barley, rye, or spelt in a whole food. You're eating them in refined foods. So we've been eating gluten-containing foods, again, primarily wheat, for about 10,000 years. And while this may seem like a very long time that we have been consuming wheat, it really has not been that long. It's been just a blip on, on the screen of evolution. And so our bodies still have not adjusted to all the different proteins that are in wheat. And so actually wheat is a product that is very difficult for us to digest. And what new studies are showing is that wheat, and I'm not talking right now about the glyphosate or organic or non-organic, what they're showing is that wheat actually increases the growth of the pathogenic bacteria in your gut. And so, just be aware of that. If you're going to make wheat maybe 20% of your diet, again, I'm going to talk a little bit about the glyphosate, so organic will always be better. But whether it's organic or non-organic, what they're finding now is that wheat is actually, in the proteins in the wheat, are disrupting our gut, and they're very difficult for us to digest and process. So that would be one of the reasons why in this video that I would say to not eat wheat, or at least to reduce it in the diet. The other reason is that even though wheat is not a GMO product, it is a heavily sprayed product right before harvest. So it is sprayed with herbicides and pesticides, and mainly what you know that as is glyphosate. And glyphosate was originally created to remove rust from pipes and to strip the minerals from the pipes. And so think about it. Now you're putting this on your food, and it was used to remove rust. And when it stripped the minerals from the pipes, now what it does is it strips the minerals from your food. So it's stripping the minerals from the wheat. And if it's not organic, right? So now it's being sprayed. The other thing is your soil. Our soil today is very deficient, so you're not getting as many minerals coming up from the soil into the plant, so you have less to begin with, and now you're adding these sprays on there that are stripping any of the minerals that it had to begin with. That makes sense? And then it's processed anyway, and probably all those minerals are just getting destroyed. So that's a reason why I don't like a non-organic wheat-based product, because of the spray. So one, it's the toxins. The glyphosate they have found is disrupting the gut. So just for that reason alone, you should not use anything or not eat any foods that are sprayed, because you remember, you want diversity in your gut. You want a lot of different types of good bacteria, and you want many of them. You're always going to have some bad bacteria, but you want less of the bad bacteria and more of the good strains in your gut. So for that reason, I would avoid any type of wheat-based product unless it's organic. But know that even though it's organic, it's still going to be difficult for your body to process, and it still can disrupt your gut. And the reason why I'm talking about the gut so much in this video is because your gut is really key to your overall health. So your gut is important for your immune system, for your endocrine system, for your mental well-being, if you have autoimmune conditions. So it just really goes on and on. So we always need to support our gut health. And if you continue to eat a lot of wheat-based products, I don't know how you can do that. Again, I'm all for having a treat every now and then. So again, if you want to say on the weekend, hey, I'm going to have some pizza or I'm going to have some pasta. I think once you've gotten your gut health under control, I think every now and then that's okay. But we need to really get away from having a burrito for breakfast, pizza for lunch, pasta and bread for dinner. And this is just the standard American diet. And I really think it's hurting us. So the answer to the question about can I eat wheat, can I eat gluten if I don't have a sensitivity or I'm celiac, really it's yes and no. I would say no 80% of the time, yes 20% of the time if you choose organic, and just really be mindful of how much you're eating even in that 20% of your week. So thank you very much for listening, and please feel free. You can email me your questions. You can post them on Facebook, and then I'll share more information on the next first Friday of the month. So thank you.